Wrong screen again. Oh well. Screen. Come to the right screen. Done. Alright, let's try this again. Hello everybody, welcome to a World of Warcraft WoW Now with Lori Cole. And I am Lori Cole, a game designer and writer and WoW player, obviously.
And gardener and potter.
Yes, gardener and potter, whatever. I'm an artist and I have a lot of hobbies. But for this hobby, I have my World of Warcraft character, and she is Nefertiti. She is a shaman. She is a Tauren shaman. And this is the house that she lives in. It is a Blood Elf house in the most beautiful property on all of the the Horde side of the game. She can turn into a wolf for going fast. So I will go one more time around this place because this is the way I have designed this house.
It is the way.
It is the way. Let's go here. Let us go on to a mount so that we can actually get a better view of it. And I have shown off this house before. There is the gazebo and the hot tub, because who doesn't want a hot tub while you're sitting here at this view of the game? That is the best view in the whole game, to my opinion, and I love it. Here is the forge for all those people that want to blacksmith or engineer that need materials. Here's the small shop that is run by the Volpira in my group, and the well for the place. And this is the house. Let us go a little slower. Come on up here and let's stop first so I can go slow. Bring up the interface. Alright. And change my flight form so I can go slowly around here and really show it off, because we're not going to be. Corey has been a moderator for 66 months. You've been celebrating your 66th month mod anniversary. Isn't that wonderful? Here we go. Let's go a look around the house. I don't know. It seems to think you. That's fine. This is the view. I love this property dearly. It's why I came to this particular iteration of the game world, because there are many guilds that have their own guild area, and the ones that I have members of the guild didn't have this space available for obvious reasons, because everybody loves this space.
So you went through all your characters.
Yes, I would.
I
I did not actually. I went to the there's a menu system, and I went to went through all the ones that had this open. But it's been a month or two now that I've had this as my design and my location, and it's time for change, because that's the beauty of this game, is that it doesn't have to stay the same, and I choose what it should be. The housing decor is very much an art form, and you can do what you want. And my decision is that, well, it's looked like this. It's time to do something different. So, I thought that what I would do, I'm the designer of a game series called Quest for Glory of ages ago, and one of the places in Quest for Glory was the land of Shapir, and that was a Persian-based mythology world, like something out of the Arabian Nights, and I thought I would try to create that kind of a mood and the city of Shapir in a game house. Well, the first problem with that idea is that this area, with its beautiful autumnal, view of the grounds and these wonderful waterfalls behind, it doesn't look to me much like Persia. No matter what angle I look at it from. It's beautiful, but it isn't Persia. Which means we have to find an entirely new location to move to. So, let's go a little faster now because we're going to want to travel some territory. Unnecessary Gamer, welcome! Morning to you! It is afternoon to me. We are going to go up in the air and take a look of what available spots are there for building houses in WoW, in the Horde zones. Because the Alliance has an entirely different ecosystem for where they can move. Somebody has their special house right there. Let's take a look at it. And I'm thinking of doing something similar because those domes are really very, evocative of Persia, of the Persian Arabic things. But this is a very cool house. Look at it. Let's get to the front of it. They've raised it off the ground. It's kind of on a tree. And there's the tree. They have a gate to come in. I opened the mailbox instead. I didn't mean to do that. You can open the door. It is Exodari's house. They have a very cool statue there of great size. They have a wonderful goo pond that would look perfectly in place with, say, Baba Yaga's house. There's this very interesting thing. And then they have this great staircase. Look at this staircase. And it's really very easy to navigate, surprisingly so. And there's the front of their house. And they've got leaves that go through the door and things like that because they've got this giant apple tree behind it. And let's see if we can get in. We can get in. Oh, the house is private. And that's perfectly acceptable. So, they've got a nice location. It doesn't look very Persian, though. I was thinking of getting something on the sand. And a place like this, as long as you didn't look in this direction, looks kind of like, the sands of the desert. But I think we can find something better than that. Up in the air again. What other places can we find? Well, here's a really sandy desert property. Again, from this location, it's kind of gives me the desert vibes, as long as you don't look in this direction. But then if you wanted a beachfront property, that's a pretty good beachfront property. You even have, practically your own private wharf here. Alright, let's go over here. Here's another sandy property. Here's another view. You can see the setting sun. And from this side, I can see this. This is not bad. I love Shapir, says not unnecessary gamer. Although the maze drove me nuts as a kid, it drives us nuts every time we try to play it too. So you have my sympathies.
I like it.
But yeah, it was a decision that probably wasn't, optimal. I kind of think this is real potential. Let's put this down as a real possibility. It is Cornerstone. It is plot number 1. Owned by Dark Clan of Fenris. I do actually have somebody in this guild. Not, however, Neverteary. Here's this one, which is the one that's next to it. And it has a nice arch. And some interesting views. But I like the other one a little better. There's a little crab down there. This area that they have for housing is very interesting. It's very much alive with all sorts of critters and waterfalls and things. And every property plot is different, so that you're really getting interesting views and experiences no matter which place you do. Now the problem with this is that yes, this looks like sand and that, but I'm getting real southwest vibes with the hoodoos and the mesas up there. So this is too much of the southwest here, and I'm pretty sure this property over here is just too much of a beach to me. And again, we're getting southwest vibes from the background. We come over here, this one from this view. Again, too much southwest. It's not a bad property if you wanted to be on the beach. This is NPC land. But if we come over to this side, let's see what we can find. Alright, here's this property. It's got some interesting views of the bridges that they made over here. It doesn't really say, Shapir to me. Up here, there's this very interesting property which has some potential for some other kind of housing style. But certainly not what we're looking for. But you'd have your house here, and you've got your own private walkway around here. It's got privacy. And we come down here. Oh, I'm over somebody's property. That house. Very nice house. Let's take a look at it. Very tall house. They have their gazebo. And they have a wyvern and a griffin for riding. So they've put some decoration to it. They've put some thought, and they don't want us there, so we won't stay on their property long. Here's somebody's house here. Again, not quite as appropriate. And then this is another popular spot. It's right on the beach, and nice views all around. A nice, quiet little house with a lot of work done on the exterior. A nice little bridge area. Their wyvern right there, so they can ride around. Another giant statue. And they've got their fences around. They've got their forge area, maybe? Yep, it's a forge area. This is Kildoty's house. So, they've done a nice job with their place. Let's take a look at it from here. It's a horde house, though. Very much hoardy. The orc style. Ashtari is raiding with a party of 4. Welcome to Ashtari and your foursome. Right now we're riding around the areas of the horde housing areas in World of Warcraft, trying to find the perfect location to create a Persian style house building. Yes, Riley Waga says, hello, how's it going? And Noel does art. Foursome? Oh, my. Yes, well. Okay, pull my camera. Huh? Oh, you want to see more. You want a little that way, yeah. So we are just riding right now around the horde area, looking for a good property in which to create the illusion of Shapir, a Persian land. And I don't think we're going to find anything up here. We pretty much looked at all the sandy, beachy properties right now. The moose can fly. It's a magical moose, can't you tell? And it's being ridden by, well, somebody with moose horns. Kaladin. I mean, Nefertiti here. I have a Kaladin, but this is Nefertiti, my shaman.
Altorian characters must have cow puns in their
Yes, she has her pun. Well, that's Nefertiti. And she rides, when she's on her mount, rides this magical moose. I love the way the announcer in Warcraft 2 said horde. He emphasized the horde, so just for the horde. Yes, they wouldn't be a moosing if they weren't. Yes, yes, exactly. That's why we have cow puns, so they could be a moosing. Alright, so we were looking for the right property. We found one pretty soon on that got the sand vibes. As long as you didn't look out to sea, you kind of got the feeling that this could be a desert. The Horde is amassing the forces as Lordaeron could be. Oh. Yes. And thank you for joining. Yes. We were looking at this property. I came around here. The problem is, of course, that it is right on the beach. We're going to be right on the beach. The amazing vibes here already. Yes. The landscaping and layout for this is fascinating, that they've gone to so much effort to make sure that any property that you want to have on this to build a house has its own unique views and amenities, so to speak. Like this one has the view of that, and then of course it's got its own little water area around here. So, I mean, as a fantasy area for, place to build your house, they've done a wonderful job. So, but we are stuck trying to find the best property that looks kind of deserty and not, doesn't give you the sea right on the water vibes that most of these will do. Come back to that one. It's got the sand, it's got the view, but it still seems southwest to me. And this one, again, a little bit too southwesty. So, where shall we build our version of Shapir? Let's see if we can go around here. Check it out from this view. It's kind of interesting. I mean, and if you think of those things as Saurus's. And Tashtari says, for anyone who came in with my raid, Tashtari is the name of a character in Quest for Glory 2. So Lori is indirectly responsible for the name I use on this here internets. Yep. He sells lamps. Yes. I've used several names for my games for characters. Like Fenris was my handle for a lot of things for many, many years. And Fenris was a character in the Quest for Glory series. That does have an advantage that 3/4 of the view looks like you could be in the deserts of Persia. This one, it's kind of nice, even if it does have a hoodoo, and you can see the sun setting over there. Good night, Noel. But did you spell it Fenris or Fenris? Yes, because I can't. Noelle must go back to getting some sleep. I hope you have a good time. Noelle, good night, and glad you could show up, and I hope you do more art, because that's, you got it in your name, and that's in your blood. And this is what this is all about. It is about art. And so that's why we're picking the perfect spot, because it's all about the art. Trying to get something that can work for a fantasy. Well, coming back to this property, it has a lot of sand behind. It has those lizards that could be Saurus's for all they count. Let's see where this property begins. Which property is this? This says this is... Can't see because I've got my interface. This is plot number 1. So this is the one I saw in the first place. Must be a guild member to purchase this plot. Uh-oh, I have to change characters. But I think this is our property. It's got some interesting things, and we can build up here. And that's a great sunset. It does look like a desert sunset. Just block the remaining 1/4 of the view with a house. Yes, I'm going to have a large fence. Now the problem is, and one of the reasons why I'm kind of putting this off, is because you have a limit to the amount of stuff you can have outside the building. better hordes and gardens. Yes. So we will go back to our own property. Figure we'll take that property. We now know what we're going to be looking at. And we've got a style, and I'm not and this game has been going, I mean the housing development has been for several months, so most people will not be moving around. I've moved my properties 3 times now. But here we go, back to my property, right by the best place, the Four Sisters Falls. And back to my house. And then it is time, 'tis time to take a screenshot. Go too close. Take a screenshot of this beautiful place. Control screenshot. Change my flight form. Go up and take the screen. Because I have not, mostly when I come here in the evening, I see it rains around here an awful lot. And so now we have this property with a sunset in the background. We'll do another screenshot because we're going to be leaving this lovely property. There we go. Now we can see the falls, the house. Yes. Screenshot. And then we start taking it all apart. All right. See? And we'll come in here. And this is the interface for housing. And since we're going to be moving, we could move this lock, stock, and barrel to that property if I was on the right character. And that's kind of an interesting idea. I was going to spend this day tearing this whole thing apart and bemoaning it as I did, because after all, I really love this area. And I really love every view that this place has. But time has come. So I guess what I should do is actually move it and see what it looks like in that other space. So we will say goodbye. Huh? Somebody said in Guild, I love your shaman's name. I laugh every time you log on with them. All right. I wonder what guild that was. It must be... Oh, I'm in Guardians of Eternity. Okay, good. All right. And we will log out and switch characters. And switch to the character that is actually in this guild. So, we will come down, or up in this case, to a character named Delilah. Delilah is my only orc in the game right now. I've never been too fond of orcs. She is my orc warrior. And this is her property and her guild. So therefore, now going on to her, I can move this house. Once we actually log on to the game. The outside of the house currently is in the Blood Elf style, and when we finally load the game, you can see what the Blood Elf style means. Because Silver Moon, which is where the main outlet for the game right now, the main hub for all character interaction, is in the Blood Elf style. So you can have a house in that style, or you can have a house in the Horde style, the Orc style. We've had it Orc, now we're having it Blood Elf, and we're going to turn it into Persian. Okay, let's get on a mount. Let's take a look at the Blood Elf style. This is Silver Moon. All sorts of lovely towers, white walls, accents of teals, and statues. It is a hedonistic tribute to the Blood Elves. And this is my orc on her mount. And she, got back our interface, is going to take a little trip to her house in Razorwood Shores. So she will heart there. We can see the background and see the destruction of all the world coming there in the midnight zone there. And we will show up at the house. And there she is, right by her property. She is, of course, the character... I'm in the wrong zone. Come on. Oh, I don't have it there. She's got that. Alright. She is the one who actually is my blacksmith, so that was for her. So she could forge things. Now we're going to go try and find property 1 on the map. And move our property there. Let's see. 3, 6, 40. There's no rhyme nor reason to any places on this map. So, let's see if we can find it by Dead Reckoning. Well, it wasn't that place, unless it's too close to that. The sun has set now. You can see this. The sun is almost set. And that sky is gorgeous. And they have beautiful skies every evening, unless it's raining. And sometimes it's raining. This is number 5. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. This is 5. That's 40. That's 6. I thought we were over here. 1. We're right next to it. This one. I guess I picked this one. Where's the front door to this one? There? It's terrible. That's it. Alright. We will move our house. It will cost me nothing. The cost of the old house will apply towards the cost of the new one. That's a pretty good deal. There we go. Welcome home. There is our house, translated to this location. Transported, right? And there we have it. Let's look at it from this perspective. There is the house. That's interesting. They've moved a whole tree. Several trees, in fact. They've changed perspective on the house. You can see that the front of the house isn't quite where it was. This would have been the front of the house at the time, so they didn't quite get it. This isn't exactly the way it's supposed to look. In fact, you know, we got flowers in the ground and the gazebo with the hot tub. Doesn't quite work here anymore. None of this quite works well. Everything looks kind of compressed and interesting. But they moved it all. So it's interesting that they didn't put it towards facing the front. Usually they do. So you never know what's going to happen. But it's time to go into the interface and start breaking down this property. Let's try getting rid of all these wildflowers that don't belong here anymore. Alright. We will remove our flowers and our bushes, which was set up to really give it some life, because we won't need that if we're doing a desert. No more. So many things. Now you will see I had a budget of 250, and I was really on the edge of 250 for all the items I had. And that is a problem with building anything in this right now. We are going to get more property, more budget coming up in a couple of weeks. So it would make sense to wait a few weeks before I started building on here, because we've got more to work with. Let's get off our mound so we can actually see what we're picking up. And removing all these flowers. Everything individually placed to really give you a cool effect. The gazebo's gone. Might level up for that. This cool hanging chair, which is suddenly up in the air. And that hanging dusk flower. All of this stuff has got to go. But you can see how much effort it takes to really put these things together. You have a lot to work with. And it's a lot like arranging flowers or arranging anything else. Drape to get rid of. Hot tub I have to take apart piece by piece. I'll probably put a hot tub back in this location after we're done with Shapir, but Shapir doesn't have hot tubs, I'm afraid. Sad to say. It does have, you know, very Persian looking, well, we don't need that sign floating in the middle of nowhere. Ah, we found the front door. Get rid of that ivy there, and this plant here. Poor lone flower on the sand, and all the work I put into making this sales staff area. We'll have to eventually do something similar, but right now everything goes. Tree goes. Tent goes. Well, I think we have pretty much taken out every bit of miscellany around the property. You see that glowing line? That shows you the real property values. I didn't take that one out. Okay, that was one of mine. Alright, so we've removed all the custom stuff from this. And since we want this to be visible, I'm out of my property line now. We want this to look like Shapir with towers and that in the background. So let's come back on here, onto our property. Let's do edit the house. First of all, we want it to face... I can't do that? How do you do this right? Edit exterior. I want to move it around. I want it so that it faces... I want that to be our view when we look at it. So, change fixture. Let's take out that entranceway. Alright, put attach fixture. Put an elegant crimson entranceway. Except that we don't have an entrance there. That's none. There we go. Now we have an entrance, okay? We want a couple of those dome towers. What have we got here? Change fixture. That's a domed dormer. What does a regal dormer look like? Oh, that doesn't look very interesting. I think we're going to have to go faceted spire. Okay. Let's see. Sturdy spire. Sturdy spire. Now that's kind of more what I was thinking about. And a tiered spire is my choices. There we go. That kind of gives me the Persian domes look. Alright. And I was thinking, well, let's go back to the blue, because I like the blue. Oh, there's ocean. That's a green. It could be plum, which is very dull. Or it could be sapphire. I kind of like sapphire. Alright. Let's edit this thing. Regal door, elegant door, grand sapphire entranceway is that. Again, they have that stupid thing up there that I'll have to disguise in some way. If I go with that, or simple entranceway. That's a little too simple for my taste. I'm definitely going to put in a let's see, change fixture. This is that's a tiered, so let's put a tier over here. I guess here. And we're going to put in the tier here. Although we could put in, they just, alright, touch fixture. Can we put a tier here? Nope, can't put a tier here. Can put a tier here. Alright. A tiered sapphire spire. There. Now I'm getting the dome look that I'm kind of looking for. This is changed fixture. That should be none. Alright. So we've got towers. Here we can attach a windows. I could add extraordinary, extravagant. What did we add? I don't know that I see anything we added. Oh, it's probably not where I thought it was. Yeah, change fixture. None. Yeah, it was going up there as opposed to down here, where you could put in windows. But if I try putting in a chimney, it does interesting things. You can put in a chimney down there. Let's remove that. So, but we could put a chimney up here. Let's see, or a spire, sapphire spire. That's just that again. We don't need two of those right now. Change fixture. Interesting what they allow you to put where. Alright, there we go. We've gotten rid of that. We've got this house look. I can't add anything else, it looks like, to the outside. Unless probably we did something different. But I do want the front door to be this direction, because this is the background we're looking at. Making something Harun al-Rashid, may he live forever and never be so much as never so much as stub his toe, would be proud of. Exactly. And we'll put in all sorts of things. I'm planning on putting in the Cattail Inn. We'll have an area for the Cattail Inn. We'll have an area for the palace, and maybe even you'll be able to see Rasir in the background when we get done with this. Let's see if we can put in one of those weird towers or chimneys. Elegant spire. I don't know. Simple spire. That undoes the. Yeah. Well, I think I lost my door when I do that. None. Did I get my door back? Yes. But if we come back here and turn this into that tiered spire sapphire. Now we have that. That's interesting. Change fixture. Simple sturdy spire sapphire. Simple spire looks like that. Okay. Got kind of a minaret feel now. I'm thinking though, if I'm doing that, let's go back to doing this. Turn that into a tier. What if we turn these into that kind of minaret type look? Simple spire. Well, there's a faceted spire. Nah, those are too boring. And a sturdy spire. Simple spire gives me that height. Sturdy spire is too low. So let's go with a simple spire. There we go. That's definitely a spire. And turn that one into a simple spire. Up here. Now we've got some, yeah, that's giving me things. Something Harun al-Rashid would be very proud of owning. We could put in some fixtures up here. We can put in some windows. An elegant dormer, perhaps. And another elegant dormer over here. Because kind of like the dark. Look. There we go. And I think we need some windows down here, personally. Regal window. Sapphire. Ah. Now that is very ornate. Looks like a phoenix design on it. That's pretty cool. I think we can put another one of those. Regal window. Sapphire. Aha. Can we put anything up here? I'm looking for my spots. Doesn't look like it. I can put something to touch the figure. Ah, I can put something up there and make it even taller. What do you know? That's a faceted. That's the faceted. That's kind of cool. Or a simple spiral. Sturdy spire. Or a tiered spire. That's that again. But elegant spire is really very interesting. But I'm afraid it's losing my my dome effect. Yeah, I've lost the dome with it, but it does look cool. Sturdy spire is kind of like the dome. So maybe that works. Or if we go back to none, we just have that low spire. I think we do want to go up there then. Go with that maybe. Better than that. Well, that's giving me more height. It is mimicking this, so we could change this one again. You know, this is the elegant dormer. Just a window. Not too bad though. And if I go to the regal dormer, that's a window again. Back to the spires. This is the elegant spire. We have that as behind it. Kind of like that behind it, and it has that open thing. That's definitely, I think that gives me all the vibes I need, because I can't really do much more. It doesn't let me. I've attached to where I can attach. I can put a window there, but it's already got a window below. We have that nice area up there. I think that's pretty good. And so I will stick with that. So now, go into advanced mode. Oh, what do you know? There's an anvil here that we didn't get rid of. I think we should get rid of it, because we don't need it. Now, I want to keep this view that I've got here. I want to move this thing. I'm going to move it as far back. Ah, what do you know? The things we couldn't find because they got stuck in the house. Can we move it to... Nope, it doesn't like moving it that far. How about there? Nope. Come on, right about there, maybe? Nope. Push you back as far as I can do before you snap back at me. How about that? Okay, you like that. A little further. Okay, we're getting there. So I want to put a fence up. Back there. Okay, you don't mind that. Let's get rid of this stuff while we can. As you see, I put in a lot of details along the way. I think, unlike in the Quest for Glory games, we went with the elegant seat cushion sitting there. I can push this back quite a bit, I believe. Push it back to there. Okay, doesn't mind that. And let's see if we've got this evened out. Pretty much even in the thing. I'll look at our shadow. You can see the shadow from the building is being cast upon the desert sands. I think that's pretty cool. Can we push you back a couple inches? Let's see. Doing that with the keyboard now. I think I can get it back a little further. Right about there. How about that? Yeah, we got a good view. We have a lovely sunset, and it's lovely sunset over the water, too. Do we want to push it back any further? Oh, let's see. We are on the edge. Alright, I think pull it forward just a bit. We might want to put a fence around the whole thing. But we definitely have the entranceway here. And there we go. We now have the beginning of Shapir. And we have a desert property, if you don't look the other direction. We have some sand dunes. There's a sand dune. And we have the rocks of the hills and the mountains that this is built upon. It looks pretty good. All right. I will get out of there. Let's take a fly around. Look at it from all property areas. Let's see, there's a property right there. And it looks good. And this light is very nice. Even the back looks pretty good. We should put in a big fence. We should put in the wall. I mean, effectively, we need the walls of the city. It would be interesting to have a SAR stand out here. We don't have a lot of material to work with right now, but we do have a budget of $250. So, let's build our walls. Let's start. I am low on material. I can see that right away. I need to go get to buy some stuff. But let's see. Can we get away with this stuff? We can. We can build our walls. What do you know? With walls. Now we can... I didn't realize we could. I didn't realize you could get these out here. Alright, we're going to build our wall with walls. And that means we can build a gate. There's going to be our gate. The gates of the city. Get out a lot of walls, because it's going to take a lot of walls. How much do these cost? These walls are 3. We can use a lot of those. It says huge. Okay. Maybe you want to be there? I don't know. Let's get the front wall going. Gee. Alright. Let's do this. Alright. Alright. Let's rotate these things. Alright. I've got a rotating control up. I'm going to rotate it. Yeah. Doesn't. It's not quite right, but. Let's go here. Okay. Alright. And rotate this one around. interesting. They're not. Ta-da. So we will have this massive wall. And push it into there. As you can see, we can manipulate it. We can make it larger. We might want to do that. But we're going to have a nice wall. I am impressed. We can do this. And like all building blocks, you can do this bit by bit by bit. Look at my things for lining up and do it that way. Together. So we're going to build a wall for outside the city. We could build a Saurus shop here. I'll leave the rest to your imagination because that's a lot of effort to just simply put in. I could use something like that for the Saurus stand. Or a tent, which was more like what was in the game. A tent. And then what else could we put in there? That's pretty much we have a lot of different styles. Tent to me probably evokes the Saurus stand that was right outside the city in the game. It should have these are all large structures, including pipes and plants and things, but we are not having the plants in this. But we can do a plaza type thing going on here. And in fact, I kind of like that idea. What if we do this? I need to get into the other thing. Let's angle our walls so we don't have we go with we don't have squared off walls. We have kind of round walls on our ends. We can bring in here and bring in one of the fountains because all of our squares had fountains. So we can go with a fountain. Because, I mean, that's a little small. And if we come down to our character, no, it isn't small, but we could get a smaller one. That one pretty much, though, that says to me a lot like what the games had. I mean, you can go with a large caribou, but and it has some lovely running water, but that doesn't say Quest for Glory to me. I think we'll go with this one. We'll just make it a little larger. How large can we go? Out there. I was thinking also that we can probably put in put in some walls, wall this out, and make, the front of buildings and that onto this. Because we can do that. We'll build all the way around. Probably want 2 fountains. Personally, this area is another fountain, another section of town. Because the fountains were the center of every patio / area. And put in the false fronts for the houses, for the places. Like the inn and that. And then we'll build it on the inside to represent more what we're doing. The sunset is still lovely. Let's go up here. Sun is almost entire. Decor selection failed because we hadn't gotten rid of the thing we were picking up. Let's see if we can land on that thing. Not easily if we go this fast, but we can land here. Alright. Let's take a look from this side. There is our sunset. Very pretty. You can see mist rising over the town itself. And over the waters, we still have this lovely purple sky. I see a bird in the sky in the clouds. You know, our place looks good. And with much patience, I can build out the walls. I can turn these into the areas of circles of things. And we can really see if we can get a lot of the vibes of Shapir down within the course of this place. Let's see how much that costs me. Go into my materials. We're going to have to buy some more materials. Structural, yeah, filter, exterior only, sort by, no, let's see. Filter, theme, expansion, style, culture, size. Interesting. I used to have ability to just use to signify outside only. So I thought I'd put down this to create the floor of the patio. But we're down to 1. I've used all the others up. That's interesting. I'll need to get some of those. We have got round pillars to put on the edge of our things, and those can go bigger. That can become bigger. Those can get there. We can do that and put that on the ends and give those come on back here. Alright. Yep, I got the wall instead. I don't want the wall. Oh, these things are very hard to select if you make them larger and biggin them. So I'll have to go over here, list interior pillar, and move that. And then I can take this wall and move it here, move the pillar. Well, I'll have to move the pillar the hard way, select it here, move it so that it's there on the end, and fill into the wall. And then we'll do this, and then we'll have that look. We'll get the rounded things and pillars, and then we'll come around here and look at it from here. No. So yeah, we'll have pillars on the ends. We'll put something domed round up there if we can find it. We will create a fence around here for the Saurus slot. We will finish mapping out this area, and I'll buy some more materials so that I can put in this on the grounds. Now, yes, I love with you can resize a decoration. It's super helpful in The Sims. It's really helpful here. It has some bugs, as I said. Now that I've upscaled it, it's very hard to select, but I still can build on it. If I wanted to, let's see, find something to put on there round, or I could always do something like that. I could put one of these trophy things up there, I think. Let's see if I can get it to go. Alright, here. We'll go back down here, get this trophy thing. Trophies don't, and most objects don't have any problem being scaled up or being moved. What's that? Oh, I see. I know which one that is. These are for hunting things down. Playing bounty hunter in this game. You get trophies for every bounty you bring in. Trick is to see where you actually are. Okay.
Yes,
There. Alright. Get up. It's now on top. Now we have something on the top of the pillar, looking vaguely like something that belongs on the top of a pillar. Pull it down a little so only the gold shows, and now we have caps. We will do that to all sides, so they'll all have a cap on it like that, and I think that's kind of cool. So we will have pillars and caps. They'll all be different, but that's what it is. In Sims 4, they got rid of the cars and such when they got rid of the open neighborhood. So if you wanted your sim to have a fancy car to show off, you had to buy a toy car and size it up 20 bits. Well, great. I mean, that's kind of it takes some of the fun out of the game when they, suddenly disallow a feature. We don't have cars in this game, but I'll tell you, people have built cars. They've kit bashed, as they call it, put pieces and bits and pieces together and created something that vaguely looks like a car or a truck. I know somebody had their entire garage there with sports cars that they had put together. So people will do what they do. They will try to make things and have fun with it, even if they can't. So yes, we will finish feeling out this area. Put in some storefronts, virtual storefronts, and then put in some decorations. It could use a few palm trees. There's no reason why they have to be as barren as they were in Quest for Glory 2. They were barren because, the restrictions of the game. But we can really have much more fun. We can go kind of, hanging Gardens of Babylon style and have all sorts of, greenery coming down to the trees. But we've used 50 of our 250 allocation. So we'll have to be very careful to get in the things that we really want. For instance, I do want to put in this market stand to be the Sara stand. Rotate it a little so it's there. That's better. And push it against the wall. Put in a fence around it. I mean, even the Sauruses need to have, some shade.
Yeah,
We'll put in some water troughs of some sort. And if there anything that looks like a water trough, I'm not seeing anything right ahead. There's this thing, but that's not nearly big enough for a Saurus or for a water trough. So I'll have to find something that vaguely resembles a. I think that has a bottom to it. Some of these things, you don't care what they were, but you can turn them into something, which is the fun of design here. This thing has a bottom, doesn't it? Oop! It does not. It does not have a bottom. That's interesting.
It sounds a lot easier.
But that means I can get, if I can rotate it correctly. It's not easy to rotate at times. Alright. What are we doing? We're rotating it that way. I don't want to rotate it that way. Let's get off our mount and look at those things. Alright. And here. I'm not seeing the other side though when I do that. Nah, it's kind of buggy, so I guess we'll not try that one. You never can tell, though. Put out a wheel pot. Clearly you need something to clean up the messes from things. Let's go to fence. Alright. We have 5 pieces of fence. This will work. This can create the fence. That keeps the Saurus in. Or that's a reasonable fence. of all my fences choices here. The Persian area was supposed to be very fertile before the Khans salted the earth there. Well, I don't know. It was always, I mean, it's hard to say how far back before the Khans even that we started to get the land to be very deserty. I mean, after generations upon generations upon generations of goats, for instance, goats are devastating to an ecosystem. So I wouldn't just blame the Khan on it all. I'm probably going to need more fence posts, because you can see I'm not going to be able to do this without, you know, a lot of work. I may have to scale it down a little too. Let's go back down. Yep. Let's escape to, yeah, it doesn't need to be that large. We can make this a slightly smaller pen. We can get some, you know, things for the animals to drink from. I can create a trough and some hay. I do have hay, but whether Saurus eat hay or not is a good question. I think Saurus are meat eaters, so they probably don't need hay, but they probably will nest down on it. I'll need to move that around. In the game, in the category of mounts, there are some things that resemble Saurus's, but nothing that really says Saurus. Let's see. Filter. Let's do ground. Oh, I have got ground only. Okay. I mean, now there we go. The black primal raptor looks pretty much like a Saurus. It moves like a Saurus should move. I believe there are other versions of it, but there. So if we could put our mounts in here, we can't yet, but I would put my mount there and we'd have the Saurus stand right there. Oh, I know what else we'd need. We'd need a sign, the banners and things like that. But we will have gatehouse here. We'd have guards if we could. We'll have the fence, we'll have the various patios. And then we'll come inside and really do things. Blaming the Khans is a bit like the Irish blaming Oliver Cromwell for things. You can ask Irish people what happened to a building that burned out last week, and they'll say, Cromwell did it. Yes. Well, you know, it's nice to have somebody to blame, honestly. And somebody far enough back that it really doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to have to go to town. I'm going to have to do some buying of things. We will fly up. I think we'll go back to our old property, say goodbye to it, because now there's no house there. We will appreciate it. Here's the property, without any housing, without anything on it, and there's the waterfalls that we're bidding goodbye to. On a perfectly sunny day, it's usually raining. I don't know why, it always seems to be raining here, but today is a sunny, beautiful sunset day, and we will head into town. Here we are, town, the common. Right now we have guests. We have a lot of Drakthir creatures here for a endeavor. They'd love to give me a quest to do, but they don't pay enough to be worth it, really. They will sell me some stuff that is very Drakthir oriented. but I don't need any of it. Local says, a good home doesn't end at its walls, but feels at one with the land that surrounds it. Well, we're kind of going against that theory. Alright, let's come over here to this vendor.
Take a look. I sell all manner of wares.
No, I'm taking a look, okay? I need some platforms. I don't want the smalls particularly. I want some large. I think we're going to need quite a few of those. And we bought 11. That's a good start. And we want some pillars. We have 3 in inventory. I'm going to... I think we'll wind up with 6. Small platforms. Let's get a few small platforms. We've got a couple of... We have enough of those. Of the rounded ones. What else do we need? We got our doorways. We only have 2, so let's add a couple more. We're going to need the large interior walls. I'll add quite a few to inventory. I can do that easier than that, but okay. That's pretty good. Anything else I want? I'm out of rectangular rugs. Those really give me some nice Persia kind of vibes. We've got 1 beam platform. We'll need more than that. We've got 4 lovely elven shelves. They make a pretty good decoration, but we don't need any. That's a nice decoration we can put on something, but we do have some of those. Let's see. We've got some curtains. We've got a staircase. That makes some nice designs. You can use it, you know, in different ways if you stick it in things. I have 3 of those, so I don't actually need it. There's a gem chest. I don't actually need that right now. So, of the things she sold, well, we got quite a few things.
Do come again.
We'll go over to this guy. Who's reluctant to sell me something. But, he would sell me some circular tables, but I've got those. Elegant tables, I have 15 that I can use, and those are really, really very useful. See how elegant those are? They're very good for making curves and things like that if we want to change up what we've got. And the rectangular tables, I've got plenty of those. Again, they are nice for putting on top of things. That's pretty good. I think I've got all the horde stuff I need. We may need to go get some alliance stuff, so we'll have to go to the smugglers to get to the alliance stuff. Because after all, this is a horde lands here. You can see how very nice this area is. Or you don't crash into the walls. It's going to be a hard time remembering where to go to get... Ah, look at this house! How about having your house here? They've got their little bed out here and a telescope to watch the stars at night. Some sort of containment unit. They've got their book and their gurgle to keep them company. The actual house. Very simple. That's really interesting. That's a house. There's the front door, but this one over here is another house. It's really interesting. Is that 2 properties? Or did they manage to find a way to break the game? Well, break the rules. Likes happy. Interesting. Likes happy. Is this still part of her house? No, this is Fat Mojo's house. So we have 2 floating houses that are again next to each other. They should work together and build a bridge across. I have seen that done. It's not easy. You have to really coordinate it. But isn't that fun? We've got 2 houses floating in the air with no means of support. It's magic, clearly. I haven't seen these before. Or how about this horde house down here? There's a horde house. I like that thing. I don't have that thing. Alright, so let's go to this Alliance smugglers. Let's see what you've got. They've got some paintings. I've got 3 paintings of that. I use them for various things. I could get a new pillow. I don't have any pillows, weirdly enough. I have more of those pillows somewhere. I know that. Let's see. 2 of those. I've got, oh, woolen. I'm down on wooden. You can never have too many woolen rugs. As you can see, if you look there, I have 175 woolen rugs placed in my game. I don't need any of these. Empty wooden baskets. Maybe. Let's get a couple of those. Oh, tubs. Let's do a tub for the Saurus things. Let's get one that's a little less. You know, we could have that. I mean, but I'd want to get one that has water in it, probably. Stormwind Hall rug. Those are a little bit. I don't see those as very Persian-y. So we're better to stick to the horde things. There. That's got water in it. That makes a reasonable thing for a watering thing for the Sauruses. So let's see else. I don't see anything else we really need. And I didn't get any grass. I'm pretty sure I have grass in
Long
inventory.
life, my friend.
Alright, so now I need to add those things to my inventory. One at a time, because they didn't actually add it. I could, in turn, give it away, give it to somebody else this way. Let's put that into our inventory. Some things get put in inventory, some things get put into your virtual inventory, and it makes no sense which one's which. Alright, we have that. Is there anything else I want to go in here and look what they've done in here? They've been dressing up this place. Oh, it's still trying to work on that. A lot of paintings we can't buy yet. This person doesn't actually sell yet. I'm hoping that they'll eventually open this place up, but this character will sell me some stuff.
Have you come to trade?
I could have gotten a new tent. I don't need one. I have no more of these large fountains, and I do probably need a couple of those. Everything else is pretty good. That's what I need. I need one of those for the market, and I need the fences. Oh, I didn't look for the fence. I'll bet the other seller will sell it. What's that thing? It's a sturdy weapon rack. What can that be used for? Well, it's kind of dull. I don't want it. All right. Why is that not working?
We replenish stock daily.
Okay, let's go back to the first guy. I think he'll sell me fences. Let's do a warrior jump so we can go a little faster. So back to you.
Come.
Let's see what you've got.
Browse my
Have you got a
goods.
fence? Alright, I don't see a fence there. Don't see a fence there. Don't see a fence there. No, I don't see a fence. Well, that's awkward. If you don't sell fences, then I have to go through hoops to get to it. Which I may have to do. Okay. Well,
Dionysaka.
I do have a way of seeing things. Alright. Let's search in vendors. Search for... I don't know if it'll actually work, but... Tents. Alright. So, in Classic... Iron Forge, Stormwind City. What does she sell? She sells my fence. But she is in Stormwind. That means I'd have to go to an alliance town, which means I'll have to change characters to get that. So won't worry about it for now. We'll admire their house. We'll take a look at this person's house who hasn't done much, but you know, it's a start. We'll look at this one. They've gone very simple style and given themselves a nice gazebo in their animals area. They have a hippo to sleep outside their house. They have 2 hippos. Isn't that, you know? You too could have a hippo in your front yard or backyard, depending upon how you set your house. We could have built up here if we wanted to. We do not. Or you could... There's the shark. I knew there was a shark somewhere in this game. You could build your house near here. Yeah, I thought there was a shark. Corey was looking for a shark the other day. Because he was on a treasure hunt. And we will go here, and I start to see our house. There is our house. And that's what the walls will look like when it's all done. I think it's going to be really cool. I think we're really going to get it. But I don't have everything I need. That's sad. I don't want to bore you with all the detail of fetzing around, so you've got the idea of what I'll do, and next time I'll show it off when I've spent the hours of getting that arranged. But we'll go inside. And
Was that first kill or second or third?
Inside we have this,
That makes a difference.
which again, it's Blood Elf style, but it isn't too far off from what we're going to wind up doing with the palace, trying to get the look of Persia / Shapir here. We'll just do things a little differently. We'll be removing things right and left, though, because, yeah, that's the way it is. Sorry, gotta go. Sorry, you gotta go. And you gotta go. And you gotta go. We will basically be tear down most of this place. Because, honestly, if we look at the floor plan, that's the entryway. We've got this small room back here.
Yeah, not everyone found out my organization.
We've got a bunch of rooms down here. We need to basically tear down quite a lot. You can see we have several rooms. We have several floors. That's the layout for the second floor, although you can't really tell what's on the second floor and what isn't. And then third floor, we have stairways and a cross-shaped room. And I have 3 floors so far. But we're going to totally redesign this game and get rid of all the rooms, well, most of the rooms that I have. Some of these may get to stay, but probably not. They're hard to do. This area here, I think I'm going to basically do a lot of erasing. After all this work, that room. Let's go see what I'm disappearing. I just got rid of a room here. We'll be disappearing this room. This is the kitchen, of course, for the house. It's all in Pandaren style. And we'll be getting rid of the tarn. Oh, I heard a noise. Jacko 6. Jacko 6 is now falling. Welcome, welcome. We're having the fun time of tearing everything that has ever been built here to shreds. And this is all, of course, the area for the trolls. And the troll land area is going to go, including their bedroom. Alright, let's get out of here and then start tearing that down. Alright, where are we? We are here. So if we look up, bring up the interface again, bring up our floor plan. There's the entryway. We came through that room. We are now in this room. We're going to get rid of the closet back here. Get rid of the closet. You wouldn't notice that. That wasn't part of the thing. We are going to go into the troll areas, and these 3 rooms that had the ooh, I didn't know I could do that. That's really interesting. It snaps back. I'm going to get rid of that area. Yes, I'm going to get rid of it. Sorry. All of the decoration items that were there are put back into inventory, so I don't have to worry about that. I see something from the second wall that's up there, but okay. Now we're going to come back here and we're going to systematically have to get rid of my kitchen area. I cannot remove this one yet because it's got something connected to it. Can I remove that one? Do you want to remove this room? Yes, I do. Now I probably can remove this room. Yes. And then I can probably remove this room. Nope, it's got too many connections. So I would have to remove all of that. This is not good because I cannot build yet unless I literally take out all of these things. Well, let's go see what we're removing. We have now taken out the kitchen area. As you can see, it's gone. We have taken out the troll land area. It's gone. Now we're going to have to take out this area.
Anti-inflationary.
Coming over here, we come in here, and we have my area. This is for the Nightfallen elves that I have in the game. And this is their section of the game. We'll be taking out all of their space. I hadn't finished this part because I changed it around a little. But it's going to go, including their bird. Their little bird there. And their lovely view of the garden out here will have to go. The bird will sing for us. This cushion area. Their vanity. All of that's going to go. And if we come in here, this was the Pandaren area. Their actual bedroom. That's going to go too. And this little cubby hole here, which was the hallway for it. So, let's come back into the dining hall. Let's go back into the interface. And let's go into the floor plan. And let's take a look at what we're doing.
You heard what you said.
This is it. This is where we are. We're in the dining hall. And right now, we're going to get rid of a closet. Closet was used to make that window. But we are removing it. That is gone. We're coming into the ship room. We are going to remove room. Yes, we are removing a room. And there's this room, this tiny little room. Oh, can't remove because it's attached. I probably can remove that one. Yep. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. Yes. Now, we are going to have to get rid of this room, I'm afraid. Because I cannot build here. I want to add an octagon room to the outside, to that. So we will have to get out of here. Say bon voyage to my dining hall. It's very sad. We're going to go into the troll areas and post that EverQuest was better. I don't know. It's hard to say when you know, EverQuest was better. We got major trollons here. You know, we're celebrating the trolls in this game. I guess I'm getting rid of that room. Go back into this. I'm saying goodbye to this. I love this place. I liked what it looked like and liked what it did. But, you know, it's time for a sea change. There we are. Now we've got this. Can we go into and add an octagon room? Nope, they still won't let me add an octagon room. We've got plenty. Did you? My rooms are leveled as high as they could be. If I take out this area, I'm really having to take out some stuff. So, and here. I'm not sure how I could get around it. Well, I could just do this way. Let's go check that out, which I'm going to remove next. On this side of the place, we have this staircase room. We have the Goblin House. At last, Goblin House will have to go. We have the bathroom. That bathroom will have to go. All right. But there's more to come that will have to go. Let's go to the top first. Our throne. I mean, this is our orc throne. This is my Drakthir little alcove. This is a nice, comfortable little elf night, area. And we've got this nice little druid garden and a place to have tea on the veranda, so to speak. This is all going. Through here, we have the Blood Elf Temple for all those paladins and priests in the game. And it's all gonna have to go. But it is pretty ritzy. So, say goodbye to that. And then on this level, we've got that cool fountain, which is just sort of a thing. We come over here, open the door, and we see somebody pushed a floor through our wall. That does not belong here. We have the Tauren area. But I don't think I can select that. Can I? No, it's not letting me select, and it's moving other things. So, well, we're going to get rid of it anyway, so it doesn't much matter. Here we have the orc place. Oh, I'm wrong. I have two orcs. I have this orc, and I have a Baba Yaga orc. So, they share this room because, after all, they're orcs. They don't need much. They're not into this blood elf fancy dancy stuff. And here we have the area for the demon hunters, and they didn't need much. They even slept on a table. They're so, stoic. And then we came over here, and we had the Drakthir, the dragon folk, who like elegance.
So do we wipe because we didn't want to face it?
So they had this nice little area. And then we came to, here was the Blood Elf bedrooms. And they like opulence and fancy stuff. And we're going to get rid of all of that Blood Elf stuff. But, you know, easy come, easy go. It just means I can decorate more. But that was a lot of hours of work, let me tell you. Alright, so let's come back here. And now let's start going and taking it apart again. Floor plan. Edit floor plan. We are back in this room. We're going to start removing things here. So let's go up to the second floor and the third floor. And we have a stairway right, which we are going to... it has something connected to it. What is it connected to it? Oh, it's got the cross-shaped room. Let's get rid of the cross-shaped room. There we go. That's the temple for paladins and priests. We are removing it. It's gone. Now we have the stairway with the little... There's the tea place right here. The druid area there. And that's all gone. Right now. And then we have the bedrooms. You're going to go down to the bed. Yep. It's got something connected to it. It's got this small area. It has... There's the Tauren bedroom. There's the orc bedroom. There's the demon hunter bedroom. And then we come over here and we have the Drakthir bedroom. We have the Blood Elf and the actual Blood Elf bedroom, which we're getting rid of right now. I can get rid of that one. And then we will get rid of this closet, which wasn't doing anything. So we're opening the space up, and then we'll get rid of that square room. Come back down here. We're going to get rid of this area, this square room with all bedrooms. Ta-da. Gone. Now I believe we can get rid of this stairway. Yep. Now the stairway can go. Now we have no stairway there. And we come down to the first floor. And now we are here still. There are a few things that are weird, like I'm not sure where that thing really is. It looks like it's flying in the midair, and it might well be. So now can we add here? Add a room. We still can't add the octagonals. That's too bad. I really want to add an octagon there. So probably going to have to get rid of all this. Can't do this one either. Can I do it here? Yes, I can. Let's go with a daylight room here. There. Well, that's a problem. May want a night room. But let's go look at what I just did. I have opened this up, and we now have a daylight room with the distant mountains in the background, which we can use to create part of our landscape. Let's see, let's go back in here. I have much space to be able to work with. I have a lot of budget there. Now we could, I'm going back into the edit floor plans, instead of this thing, which is a daylight circle room, get rid of that, put in a night circle room. And then it looks like this. And that. But the problem with this is that it doesn't have those mountains, and those mountains were really cool. I'm thinking I like the mountains. I'm also thinking I don't want that. Well, I don't know. There's something to be said for it. I'll have to do some thinking here. But I do think I want that. Floor plan. I think this needs to be the daytime circle. Of course, it could be this. Now we have a huge circular octagonal room that we could build off of and create, you know, the interior of the city. So there's something also to be said for that, which we couldn't do here for whatever reason. Floor plan. I did not let us put anything like that here. Not even a small octagonal. Possibly because it's slightly touching that one. I don't know what their rules are. We are not creating Shapir, this town, and all of the alleyways and things. That I guarantee. But we can create something. Now here, can I add on another octagonal room or another evening circle room? I can. So we could have that as part of it too. So let's escape this. We cannot get to that right now because we've got that blocked off. But we do have it available. So now we have multiple things that are available to work with. We can actually do this if we want. If you remember, if you ever saw the game Shapir. Hi there, welcome. Scavenger. Welcome, Scavenger. We're trying to create a an illusion of playing Quest for Glory 2, or at least the city of Shapir here in World of Warcraft. If we don't have this large room, I will get rid of it. But we went with an octagonal room there, a smaller octagonal room. And then we put in, say, a hallway. And then we put in another octagonal room. We're beginning to get the feeling of the stupid alleyways, and then the areas with the fountains. We can do it that way, and that's kind of interesting. We can create an illusion of that. But I'm going to have to get rid of a lot of stuff still, and it's kind of sad. I think actually let's go here. Let's take a look at this from a player character standpoint. If we go in here, if this is one of the areas for the shops and things, the bazaar area, or do we prefer this narrow, this smaller one? I mean, we're going to put a fountain in the center, so we might need the medium size for this. And the alleyways, if that was an alleyway, that's an awfully large alleyway. So let's go back in and look at the floor plan. Here we go. I think we don't want the small. I think we definitely need to do medium. So let's remove that. This is a hallway. I don't think you could get much thinner. We could make a closet, but I don't know if we can. Let's try this. Yes, I'm canceling that for now, but I want to put a closet there. I think closets go the wrong way, yeah. But I could still add an octagon room there. So if we have really make the alleyways small. I don't know. I kind of like the alleyway idea. So let's go back and use the hallway as an alleyway. Closet too small, wrong direction. Yes, you can go. Let's go back to that. And then let's put in the octagonal again. But we'll put in a middle-sized octagonal. Okay. All right. And now, because we can build out here. Or not. Oh, it's gonna get there. But we can here. Let's put a closet, a hallway. There we go. And let's go another bazaar area. Now we can have 3 bazaars. We're starting to get that kind of insanity feeling from the layouts, aren't we? Over here. Ta-da. And then another medium size. And we have this very much go into a Shapir series thing. What I probably will want to do is get rid of everything over here. So we're going to have to take a tour of that, because I should turn this into an octagonal room and basically do the same thing. This should be an octagonal room, and these hallways should swing out from it and create the city, because we can actually pretty much do that. I have enough budget. I'm running out of budget, but I'm going to get rid of some things. So that should be interesting. And all right, here we go again. Alas, let's say goodbye to what I have. This is the meeting room for all the guilds. All my characters meet in this room. It's going. We have the playroom, which has this nice little chat area. It has the bar here for anybody that wants to drink something. It's got the coffee bar here and some snacks here. It's got the axe throwing area. And it has the Fantasy Guild game table for those people that play Fantasy Guild, which was a game design we did before we even did Quest for Glory. But, alas, we're going to get rid of this. No more playroom. We're going to come out here into the patio, and we're going to have to get rid of the patio area, where you can see off in the distance, you can see the falls, and there's a wyvern off in the distance. Totem poles. That's the High Mountain Tauren area. You can see there. If you look over there, you can even see their tent and their kites flying, their stone grounding things. So that is the Tauren area for the High Mountain Taurens. And then here we come to the various trolls of the game. Going through this long tunnel, we come out here and we see a temple to Bwams, the Loa Bwamsamdi. And if we come over here and go past the training dummy, we have this lovely little pool, and you can see we've got a temple there to Aloa there, and a temple to Aloa, as well as, a dam out behind that. And if we come over here, we have the newest member of the troll family in this game. We have a Heronir area. And all of this is going to go. We will come back here, through here. We've got some light systems here. We've got the masks. All of this is saying goodbye, because it's going to go. But that isn't the only thing we have attached here. We have to go through here. And here we have all of the professions areas in the in my guild hall. Now, if we come through this or look up here, we have a sign of the apothecary area, and it's got an apothecary thing up there. If we open it up, it's not very large, but it's got plenty of things to do experiments on and to concoct potions. It's got herbs to use, and it's got solid stone walls so that if, anything explodes, the explosions aren't going to reach the rest of the house. So that's the apothecary area. Here we have the inscriptionists, the people who make scrolls, they make buffs, they write books. That's the inscriptionist area. Here we have the leatherworker area. You can see there's the symbol of the skinning things. And over here, if we sneak in through this secret bookshelf and down a secret passage and around a secret corner and through the cobwebs and spider webs, we come to the rogue room. For, again, they have some apothecary work that they need to do. Vial stuff. And through here, with the portcullis that can be lowered, we have the Death Knight area where they can do their planning and can construct their magic weapons and that. Well, all of this has got to go too. So we'll go back through the secret passages. And we'll come to the staircase, which we'll go up. Here we have the jewel crafting area with all the equipment and accoutrements of that trade. And then we have a big warning signal above this door because we come to the engineering room. And the engineering room, okay, starts out pretty interesting. There are wires every which way going everywhere, attaching to these various weird machines with weird gauges and Tesla coils. We'll go upstairs a little bit further. We've got some sort of ray gun, and it's aimed at that robot thing that has a distinctive gun turret in the front of it. And all sorts of controls from that. And more Tesla coils. And all sorts of weird items being built and generating electricity and mad scientist-y stuff. And of course it's got, the plans on the table, a model of the giant robot, the coffee cup, because you can't have, have an engineering area without a coffee cup. Actually, we need a pizza box too, but there are no pizza boxes in the game currently. All right. I'm going to bid adieu to my engineering station, which I love dearly. Bid adieu to the crafting areas of this game. And the rec room. The outdoor land there, and my guild hall. They are all going because we are going to go up into our interface and go into the floor plans and come over here and look at what that room area looks like. First of all, we have the staircase, and the staircase goes up 2 flights. This is the engineering area here, and we're going to get rid of the engineering room. Ta-da! It is gone. It also seems to have gotten rid of all of that area, including the engineering. All of the craft areas are now gone. We will go to this circle room, and over here is where we had the water, and we had the dam back here. We have the other fountain that you could see in the distance Somewhere on here is a griffin up here. If we come over here, here is the Haranir area right there. This is the Temple of Wamsamdi here. And over here is the High Mountain Taran area with their huts and their kites and everything else. And we're going to say bye-bye to that too. Yep, there it goes. We're going to get rid of that closet just because it's in the way right now. Yes, bye. Alright, now we have the gaming room. So we're going to say goodbye to, there's the gaming table there. There's the coffee area. There's the bar. And here is where you were playing the throwing daggers and axes, and you had your little coffee, you placed to talk right there. It's gone away. And now we come to the octagonal room. And that was the guild hall. And it is just going to go bye-bye. Now, because we've done this, we're going to have to get rid of everything I put in here. And I will systematically destroy everything we just did. Get rid of it all. If I can there. I'll get rid of that. Rid of this. Come on. Rid of all this, because we're going to create, I didn't realize I could do this, and I probably will try to do a lot, you know, the illusion of the city with all the little alcoves and things without the long, boring alleyways. But I have to get rid of it all because I want to change my main room and turn it into an octagonal room so we can do this right. Yes. So next time when we come on next week, I will have a lot of this set up so you don't have to watch the boring parts, but I think this is interesting. All right, here we are. We are in that room. There we are. That's what it looks like now. And we're going to say goodbye to that room too. So I'm getting in the entry room, so let's go look. Say goodbye. Come up here. And we are going to get rid of that room. All the stuff in it. Ta-da! It's all gone. All that's left is that little entry room. So, let's think of this as the city. Here we have, add room. Okay, we've added an octagon room. In that octagon room, there's Ali Chica up here. There's, I'll have to actually look because I can't remember. But we will have the Cattail Inn. And we will have other things. Ugh, I'll have to do research. Oh boy. Alright, to this area, we will add our hallway, that being our alleyway. And then we'll add an octagonal room here. Yeah, that's a small. Do we really want small? There's something to be said for small, but it's kind of losing it. Yep. We'll go to medium. And I don't want to really recreate the whole city because that would be too boring. But we will certainly give the semblance of the city. And the castle. And all the fun stuff. All the best parts. And like the apothecary and the astrologer. And whatever else that we feel like we really need to show off. So, now we have this. We do need to change that roof. That roof doesn't make it. We'll need to rearrange some things, change the walls. So let's start right away by doing this. And we don't want this. We do not want rugged. We want the silver moon medium. Maybe. I think we want the doorway can be wide. Maybe. Or standard. A standard doorway, maybe. It does give more of an illusion. We want this to be cottage. No, we want this to be stucco. There we go. We're going to turn this place to look like that. This doorway needs to be not folk medium, but silver moon medium. That's much better. This wall needs to be silver moon medium. That material needs to be folk stucco. This doorway needs to be standard, and this wall needs to be silver moon medium. And back to, we're not use. We could go etched marble. That's the etched marble. It does have, you know, something to be said for it, but I think we're better off with the stucco. So I'm just going to go through this room, show you how it's properly set up. Then what I'm going to be doing, medium, and then here vaulted because I can, and then silver moon blood marble because I can, and then we have this. So that'll be our room ceiling. That'll be our room walls. And then we'll have to put in things like where the Cata's Inn is and all sorts of little things like that. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed watching how this works and got an idea of how we do things in this game. I'm actually probably going to change this again when I try to put things together because there's a lot of work to be done. And I'll test things out and be able to show you a little more. But for now, we've got a house to mourn, you know. I can say goodbye to that house that was and say hello to the house that's come to be. We'll go out the house. Excuse me, I gotta get out of that. I could get that open. And it's now getting a little darker, a little closer to night. The sky is starting to turn dark, and there is our brand new house on our brand new property with our fence and our nice view of the ocean, honestly, with you know, we have our own little boat there because nobody else has it. And there we have it. We have the city of Shapir forming in the distance. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next week when we will pick up this with a little bit more work on it and get to show it off. And have fun. Make art. Do your thing. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.